Text Installation Partitioning. Perhaps the most intricate part of the installation process are the steps you need to take when you choose to manually partition your system. The LVM you see in some of these menus is associated with logical volume management. That's a concept beyond what I can explain in this video. If you select a guided partitioning option, the Ubuntu installer will use available free space to configure drives or partitions, directories to be mounted on said partitions and swap space, and then it requests confirmation of the changes that it makes for you. Alternatively, if you select manual partitioning, you're presented with a menu similar to that shown here. You'll want to configure partitions in available free space. For the purpose of this video, I've already created a primary partition suited for the boot directory as well as swap space. What I'll need to do is create a partition for the top level root directory in available free space. So to do that, I select the available free space as shown here. You're prompted on what to do with the partition. I'm creating one. You can use all available free space for the partition or a certain percentage, or you can specify a smaller amount of space, say 8,000 megabytes or 8 gigabytes. You're prompted to set this up as a primary or logical partition at the beginning or the end of the drive. Then you can configure how the partition will be formatted, mounted, and more, with the option shown here. The Use As option is associated with the file format. The default is the third extended file system, as shown here. However, there are a number of other ways you can format this partition. The mount point is the directory you want to use for that partition. This option does not exist if you've set this up as swap space, as a logical volume, or a RAID array. Mount options are associated with how the partition is mounted. The label is used on some distributions such as Red Hat and Fedora, but not Ubuntu. The reserved blocks are so reserved for the top-level root administrative user. The typical usage customizes blocks for different kinds of files. The bootable flag is commonly associated with partitions which contain the boot directory. These are the basic options for partitioning during the text mode installation process for the Ubuntu server installer. Thanks, and on to the next video.